Good evening, I'm David.
And I'm Gavin, and you are watching Pirate News Weekly. This just in. During the Daytona 500, Ryan Newman had a horrendous crash. In the race, Danny Hamlin would win his third title, with Blaney and LaJoie coming close behind. And in fourth was Ryan Newman coming across the finish line, flipped and flaming. Hamlin received massive backlash for his excessive celebration while less than 200 yards away from Newman, who at the time wasn't even retrieved from his car. Newman was taken straight to Halifax Medical Center in Daytona Beach, where his team revealed he was awake and speaking the following evening. After the race, many racers expressed their concern for Ryan Newman, but none seemed as shaken as Ryan Blaney, who originally caused him to lose control. Newman's family appreciates the heartfelt concern from the NASCAR community and beyond as he continues his recovery in Daytona Beach.
On the school news, yearbooks are in. If you're a graduate, please come pick up your yearbook at the high school office.
Also, students who are not juniors will not have to attend school on Wednesday the 26th, as juniors will be taking the ACT that day. Calamity Day work will be given to students to complete at home. That's all we have for over here. Now let's go over to Austin with news on the NBA All-Stars.
Thank you, Gavin. The 2020 NBA All-Star Game was held in Chicago, Illinois. Team LeBron faced off against Team Giannis, defeating them 157 to 155. Now on to Ryan Bishop with local sports.
Thank you, Austin. The girls basketball team won against South Webster last Tuesday with the score of 62 to 44. Now on to boys basketball. The boys played last Friday against South Webster with the score of 66 and 40. Both the boys and the girls team have finished up their regular season, and now they are on to tournaments. Both the boys and girls basketball teams are playing a tournament game at Waverly tomorrow. Girls at 12:30 and the boys later in the evening at 8 o'clock. Also, outdoor track sign-ups were today during 5th period. If you are interested in participating, be sure to see either the girls coach Bo or the boys coach Massey.
Thanks, Ryan. Now let's head down to the department with This Week in History.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. This is Mr. Heimbach.
This is Mr. McFadden.
And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about what happened in history.
I know a lot of you probably question that daily. What happened today? Why is this relevant to history? We're about ready to tell you.
The first thing we're going to talk about is pretty important. In my American history class, we just got done talking about World War II, and one of the key events that we talked about was taking Iwo Jima. And on this day, in 1945, American soldiers first landed on the island of Iwo Jima, and it would be a long process. In the end, 20,000 American casualties just trying to take this island because the Japanese had ensconced themselves in the island.
Good work.
Thank you. And fought tooth and nail to hold on to this island, but at the end of the day, the United States prevailed. Did you have something for them?
I believe I do.
Okay.
Another thing that's a big concept in both our 9th and 10th grade social studies courses is the Cold War. Capitalism, spread of communism during the 20th century. And on this date in history, Cuban leader, some might call him dictator, Fidel Castro, stepped down.
Step down.
Yeah, that's good timing.
That was perfect.
Stepped down after 49 years of dictatorial rule and starting a new era.
Why did he step down?
He stepped down at age 81 because of a lot of health problems. And he quickly ceded or handed over power to his brother, Raul Castro. And there was a lot of hopes here in the United States that maybe this would mark a new start to Cuban-American relations. President Barack Obama did a little bit more diplomacy with that, and there's been some slight improvements over the last 10 or 12 years. But that's a really marked the end of an era, a really big deal in both Cuban history, but also American history as well.
Weren't you planning a trip to Cuba this summer?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of concludes our This Day in History, and until
Now
next
on to Colson with the interview on the reality fair.
Here's Andy Heimbach on the reality fair.
Reality Fair is something that we've become involved with about 9 or 10 years ago through a partnership with Desco Credit Union here locally, and they reached out to us, and it's been a great relationship. So basically what happens is, as part of the students, as part of their graduation requirement, they have to go through a basic unit on personal finance and money management. And so they learn a lot of things about just basic saving, investing, budgeting, credit, how that works, credit scores. And then they also do a career project, something that they're maybe interested in pursuing after school. The education involved with that, the salary starting out. And so then what we do is we kind of combine those two forces at the end, the personal finance and the career aspect. And what you're seeing right here behind us is what's called the reality, where the students kind of have an idea of what kind of money they'll have monthly after taxes, their net monthly income, and they'll have to make, as close to possible, they'll have to make real world decisions on student loan payments, groceries, renting an apartment versus owning a house, deciding what they can put into savings account and what they might be able to donate to charity. Stations, but by the end of the day, we want to encourage them, if at all possible, to stay out of debt. So I just love it because it's an opportunity for the students to get out of the classroom and talk with people that are knowledgeable, who have been down this road and are currently still making decisions every day. And I think it's a great thing for all of our young students.
Before we leave, the winner of the candy was Colin Long. On to this week's question. What kind of animal did Bill Clinton have while in office, and what was its name? The first person to answer correctly will win a free pirate card.
Submit your answers on the Google form and will be sent an email. Thanks for tuning into this week's broadcast. I'm David.
And I'm Gavin.
And this has been Pirate News Weekly.